This tragedy caused the ending of this poker pro, Shawn Sheikhan, one of the most polarizing figures in all of poker. His journey is as explosive as it is tragic. From raking in millions at the tables to facing a possible 40 years behind bars, Sheikhan's rise and fall shocked the entire poker world. So, what happened to Shawn Sheikhan? How did he go from poker glory to a federal prison cell? Stick around because we're about to break it all down. And trust us, this is a story you don't want to miss. How Shawn Sheikhan turned business smarts into poker domination. He isn't just another poker player, he's the guy who could tilt anyone, from seasoned pros to rising stars. Known for his bold, in-your-face style, Shawn's personality burned bright in the high-stakes world of poker. Born in Iran, Shawn moved to the United States as a young man and later found himself in Las Vegas, a city that would become both his kingdom and his battleground. But poker wasn't his first hustle. Before he ever shuffled a chip, he built his fortune in the beauty industry, owning multiple high-end salons, managing people, reading their needs, negotiating deals. These skills weren't just good for business, they were perfect training for the poker table. His salons attracted a wide range of clients, from Vegas locals to high rollers, and he quickly developed a talent for reading people like a book. That same knack for getting inside someone's head, pressing their buttons, and keeping them off balance became a deadly weapon once he hit the felt. And the beauty business did more than teach him psychology. It gave him financial security. While other players clung to their bankrolls for dear life, he had the freedom to play fearlessly. He didn't have to play scared. He could go for the throat, pull crazy bluffs, and push players around without worrying about going broke. That ruthless confidence became his trademark. In the end, it wasn't just poker skills that made Shawn Sheikhan dangerous. It was the life he built before ever sitting down at the table. From tattoo tables to poker tables. Before Shawn Sheikhan became a high-stakes poker regular and a TV villain, he had another passion outside the card room: tattoos. Believe it or not, he owned and operated a tattoo parlor in Las Vegas called Hot Rod Tattoo. While most poker pros were focused solely on grinding the felt, he was building businesses, blending his love of art, adrenaline, and edgy culture into something totally different. His shop became well known around Vegas, attracting locals, tourists, and even the occasional poker player looking to mark a big win or a big loss. It fit his personality perfectly: bold, brash, and unapologetically in your face. Just another reminder that for all the chaos he brought to the poker table, Shawn Sheikhan's wild energy wasn't an act, it was a lifestyle. How Shawn Sheikhan took over cash games. Shawn Sheikhan's journey into poker started in the mid-90s, transitioning from the beauty industry to the green felt. But it was the early 2000s poker boom that truly launched him onto the high-stakes stage. With an instinct for risk and a personality as brash as his play style, he didn't just step into poker, he crashed through the front door. He wasn't just learning the game, he was embracing the chaos. Armed with a fearless approach, he didn't aim to survive, he aimed to dominate. Using sharp tuition and relentless pressure, he dismantled the competition at the cash game tables, proving that his aggressive image wasn't just bluster, it was a genuine, dangerous strategy. As he climbed the ranks, he quickly gained a reputation that made even seasoned pros wary. Cash games became his playground, a place where fortunes could swing wildly on a single hand, and where he thrived in the uncertainty. While others meticulously calculated every move, he thrived by creating confusion, forcing opponents to second-guess themselves at every turn. This wasn't just poker, this was psychological warfare, and in the high-stakes world of Las Vegas cash games, Shawn Sheikhan wasn't just winning pots, he was controlling the entire table, showing the poker world that he was a player who could go toe-to-toe with anyone, and love every second of it. The King of Chaos, Shawn Sheikhan's most explosive poker feuds. As Shawn's reputation grew, it was only a matter of time before he hit the screens, appearing on Poker After Dark, High Stakes Poker, and other televised shows that brought the biggest personalities in poker into millions of living rooms. He understood the power of the camera and leaned into it with raw, unfiltered intensity. Every hand, every taunt, every fearless move made him impossible to ignore. His mere presence brought drama, but his legendary feuds cranked the tension into overdrive. One of his most infamous clashes came during the 2005 World Series of Poker against Mike the Mouth Mattisau, another volcanic personality. He made it his personal mission to needle Mattisau at every opportunity, mocking his plays, questioning his decisions, and refusing to back down even as the tension grew unbearable. Viewers were glued to the screen as Mattisau, known for his own epic meltdowns, finally snapped, erupting into a furious tirade. He stayed stone cold, smiling as he burrowed deeper into Mattisau's head. It wasn't just trash talk, it was psychological warfare, and he was the undisputed master of it. And the chaos didn't stop there. On High Stakes Poker, Shawn clashed with Prahlad Friedman, a player known for his calm and focused demeanor. After raking in a huge pot, he tore into Friedman, calling him a terrible player and belittling his past accomplishments. It wasn't casual banter, it was a full-blown assault designed to humiliate, disrupt, and dominate. Friedman, normally unshakable, visibly crumbled under the pressure. The poker world watched with a mix of shock, awe, and for some, grudging admiration. He wasn't just playing the cards, he was playing the people. These feuds became defining moments of his career, cementing his reputation as a player who didn't just want to win, he wanted to leave a mark you'd never forget. We uncovered one of the most unforgettable poker implosions of all time. Now it's your turn to help out. Hit subscribe and keep the sickest poker content rolling. Shawn Sheikhan, loud, ruthless, and seriously good. While Shawn Sheikhan was often known for his brash personality and infamous table antics, make no mistake, he could seriously play. Behind all the trash talk and fireworks, he had real poker chops, and he proved it in some of the toughest arenas the game had to offer. One of his biggest highlights came in 2005 when he made a deep run in the WSOP main event. Thousands of players were gunning for poker's ultimate prize, but he wasn't just there for the show. He outlasted wave after wave of killers, using sharp instincts, fearless aggression, and that signature unpredictability to tear through the field. Sure, he fell short of the final table, but his run wasn't forgotten. It was a loud announcement to the poker world. Shawn Sheikhan wasn't just a sideshow, he could go toe-to-toe with anyone. And he didn't stop there. He racked up multiple cashes across a variety of WSOP events, including No Limit Hold'em and Pot Limit Omaha. Two very different beasts. While a lot of players stick to one specialty, he could shift gears and bring the heat in whatever format was thrown at him. That kind of versatility doesn't happen by accident. It's the mark of a player who really knows the game inside and out. But tournaments were just one side of his career. If you wanted to see the real firepower, you had to watch him in the cash games, the raw, unfiltered high-stakes battlegrounds where the pros go to prove who's really got it. No cameras, no trophies, just chips flying, egos clashing, and fortunes swinging hand by hand. And that's where he truly thrived. Cash games demand consistency, guts, and the ability to make brutal decisions in real time. One mistake can cost you a car, a house, a fortune. He embraced that pressure like few others could. His aggressive style wasn't just for TV. It was a weapon he used to dominate tables, keeping opponents second-guessing and tilting at exactly the wrong moments. He might not have a WSOP bracelet sitting on his shelf, but he earned something a lot harder to come by: real respect from the high-stakes community. Love him or hate him, everyone knew if Shawn Sheikhan sat down at your table, you were in for a war. From poker star to federal target, Shawn Sheikhan's legal nightmare. While Shawn Sheikhan was lighting up the poker world with his fearless plays and explosive personality, shadows from his past were quietly gathering, and in 2022, they finally caught up with him. he pled guilty to a serious federal crime, conspiracy to distribute marijuana. And this wasn't some minor misstep, it was a heavy-duty federal offense that carried a brutal potential sentence, up to 40 years in prison and a $5 million fine. The case against him wasn't about small-time mistakes. Prosecutors tied him to a major marijuana distribution network, arguing that he played a key role in fueling a sprawling underground operation. This wasn't some backroom hustle, it was big, organized, and calculated. The details that emerged in court painted a damning picture. He wasn't just brushing up against trouble, he was knee-deep in it. Federal prosecutors didn't pull any punches. They emphasized that this wasn't a one-off lapse in judgment, but part of a bigger, systematic operation that stretched far beyond what anyone in the poker world could have imagined. The same aggressive, bold persona that had made him a force at the tables now seemed far more dangerous off of them. In the courtroom, his image flipped overnight. No longer the fearless poker warrior, he was portrayed as a major player in a criminal enterprise. Someone whose choices rippled out to affect countless lives. It was a hard fall from grace, and for the poker community watching, it felt like the collapse of a once untouchable star. From high stakes to hard time. On November 6, 2023, Shawn Sheikhan stood before the United States District Court for the Southern District of California, waiting to hear the final price of his mistakes. His legal team fought tooth and nail to paint him as a minor player, someone caught up in something bigger than himself. But federal prosecutors weren't buying it. They laid it out plain and brutal. He wasn't some pawn, he was a key figure in a sprawling drug network that had caused real damage, and they had the receipts to prove it. The verdict? 4 years in federal prison. A far cry from the 40-year maximum he could have faced, but still a devastating fall for a man once living the high-roller dream. And it didn't stop there. With hefty financial penalties still looming, the fortune he built through years of poker brilliance and business hustle now hung in the balance. The court made it clear no amount of past celebrity or past glory could shield him from the consequences. For a man who once ruled the Vegas cash games with an iron will and a loud mouth, the reality of a prison cell hit like a bad beat you never see coming. Gone were the private jets, the luxury suites, the million-dollar pots. In their place, concrete walls, iron bars, and the slow grind of time. Scheduled for release in 2028, his fate now rests on good behavior and counting down the days. The poker world, once captivated by his fearless style, now watches a very different chapter unfold. A sobering reminder that even the loudest, boldest figures can fall. And fall hard. Shawn Sheikhan, a legacy written in triumph and tragedy. Shawn Sheikhan's story stands as one of poker's starkest reminders of how fast fortunes can rise and how brutally they can fall. He'll forever be remembered for his fearless play, his relentless energy at the table, and the unforgettable rivalries that electrified televised poker during its golden years. He had the skills, the guts, and the larger-than-life personality to etch his name into poker history. But Shawn's legacy isn't just one of poker brilliance. It's also a cautionary tale. His downfall serves as a sharp, sobering lesson about how the choices you make away from the felt can be just as defining as your wins on it. His journey from poker glory to a federal prison sentence will always be part of his story, reshaping how the world sees him. To the poker community, Shawn's life is a two-sided coin. A portrait of undeniable talent and explosive potential on one side, and the dangers of recklessness and poor decisions on the other. Poker, much like life, rewards boldness but punishes carelessness. And Shawn's path reminds everyone who dreams of success in high-stakes worlds that it's not just about how high you climb, but how well you hold on once you get there. Love the drama of poker's biggest personalities? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and don't miss the next story of high stakes and high drama.